undermining the trust and confidence of the Jamaican people. This latest salvo is just another case of the desperation of these people. Desperate. But the danger of this behavior cannot be overstated. Because when politicians spread false information and mislead the public, it erodes trust in institutions. It fuels confusion. And that is what is happening in Jamaica, where people are going to call me to ask me if me hear say robot are come to Jamaica. What type of foolishness is that? Robot can come to Jamaica, canton police. Huh? In Japan, one of the countries with that is more advanced in technology than most other countries in the world. You don't have that. How poor little Jamaica if you go carrying a robot? Huh? You there listening to me? You think it's joke I'm making? People are asking me if that is true. That the robot are turned police. It undermines the fabric of our democracy and distracts from the real issues that affect the nation. Here am I tonight having to spend time combating this nonsense. That robots, the Prime Minister said robots are coming in. Good girl, thank you so much. We have issues in Jamaica to talk about, man, like poverty. See the Gleaner reporting that 79,000 Jamaicans are in poverty. The economic development of our country. And these supporters are peddling rubbish. It's political gamesmanship. And they have real world consequences because there are people in Jamaica that believes that robots are coming to Jamaica. There are people in Jamaica that believes that robots are going to replace jobs. People believe it. There are people that believe that the government is planning to replace them with robots. It creates fear in the society. It creates anxiety. It creates uncertainty. And it undermines the confidence in the government's ability to create jobs and to stimulate economic growth. It has far-reaching consequences. Are you surprised that there are people in Jamaica that actually believes that robots are coming to Jamaica? There are AI videos being circulated online of robots giving taximen tickets and telling them to go blame the Prime Minister. The supporters of the party need to understand that this is about power. This has nothing to do with politics, It's about power. It's a fight for power. And so in the fight for power, they are willing to do whatever it takes. And that whatever includes lying, sacrificing the truth, and misleading the public. Don't matter. It's a cynical and opportunistic approach to politics, and it has no place in the society, and it must be called out for what it is. A desperate attempt by a desperate set of people. And the people of Jamaica deserve better. We deserve leaders who are honest, transparent, and accountability. And that is what the PNP signed on to. Well, call in your supporters and tell them to stop it. Tell them to stop it. We deserve people who will tell us the truth, even if it's hard to hear. The Prime Minister's statement on technology was clear. He emphasized that there was a need for Jamaica to embrace technology, to improve productivity, to improve competitiveness. And he speaks of the fourth revolution, fourth industrialization. What the Prime Minister is opening up for discussion is that if we are going to become a society that is competitive and productive, we have to embrace technology. He never said nothing but no damn robot coming to Jamaica to give out no ticket. Because all over the world, AI and technology is being used to propel economic growth in many nations. And so when you distort the message and you spread fear and uncertainty, it only misleads the public. It's not a matter just of political disagreement, you know. It's a matter of integrity. And it's a matter of honesty. And I say to the PNP supporters, stop it. Tie down now, man. Tie down now. You know, the behavior of the PNP reminds, you know, it's not about personalities. It should be about principles and values. That's the type of society that I think we want to build. And so I call upon you to reject the politics of misrepresentation and deceit. Reject misrepresentation and deceit. Not good at all. Let's come back in a few, just a minute or so.
Sky is still alive.
All right, Caroline, do you have an announcement? Do you have any?
Neighbor, can we ask the guests to tap in your box and not to tap in the other areas so as not to send an invite?
All right, so we're asking when you're tapping the screen, tap the little box that I'm in, and all right.
Yes.
876-858-9553 is the WhatsApp number. That's the number you text to support Politics Plus. 876-858-9553. Tap the little box that I am in and keep the live active. And also there is a live goal on your screen. Help us to achieve that. Thank you.
Sometimes I make a move, me can't find no bus fare. Go look for Mama Jai, she say nothing not dead there.
Top of the night to you, Rivian.
Yes, sir. Good night, neighbor.
I'm
Good
fine.
night,
Hi.
everyone. Right. On the subject that you're on regarding the PNP, I think you're so spot on with all that you've been saying. In
Uh-huh.
in in recent times, I just have some moment of thoughts, and I said, when I think about the PNP, I said, boy, it's one of the worst thing ever happened to Jamaica. Why?
One of the worst
Well,
thing.
sir?
One of the worst thing to happen to Jamaica.
Yes. Honestly, I honestly believe that. When I was growing up under the PNP's 18 years reign, I consistently I consistently assess what they were doing in terms of their governance practices. And the only conclusion I could have drawn, I said to myself, the way I see they go about it, I said either these people are wicked or they are stupid. Honestly, because just the thing that's how they do, you know.
But how do you walk away from what the Prime Minister said to be saying that robots are coming to replace people in Jamaica, sir? How do you get that from what the Prime Minister said? How?
I just said the PNT is about deception. They're about deception, right? So over the past decades that they have been in power, I saw where they degraded the educational system. Because I can't leave out that, because that's the essence of it. Because I drew the conclusion recently that the PNP is a group of crooks leading the naives. You know, first they destroy the education system because I can't forgive them for taking out civics out of the education system. I can't forgive them for that because I think that civic education is one of the most essential knowledge in terms of preparing people to participate in a democracy. Civic, you have to understand your role as a citizen, and that's the essence of civic, your responsibilities and your role. For example, we have so many people in the society who say, I don't vote. And these are people who are educated in other areas, but they didn't do civic. How can you're so educated, right? You're intelligent and you're educated, and you're in a democracy, and you say that you don't vote. Something is wrong. Something
Uh-huh.
is wrong because, as I said, the only things that should not vote are the stones and the trees. Once you're an intelligent being, once you're able to think, you should participate in the process because leadership matters. Anyway, back to the PNP. When whenever I think about them, I said they're kind of a double-edged sword to Jamaica because when they are in power, they govern poorly, right? And when they're in opposition, they don't do anything to support governance. They obstruct. Just like what you're saying now, just like what you're expressing now. How did they arrive at that based on what the Prime Minister said? That's just an effort to deceive and to
Yeah,
trick
but
the.
but but but, but also, sir, how is it that the people of Jamaica are so vulnerable to accept this type of misrepresentation? It kind of make no sense.
Because of ignorance. It goes back to ignorance. It goes back to the lack of civic knowledge, social studies knowledge, and economic knowledge. That's it. That's the essence of it. They could have tricked me with that. They're not able to trick you, and they're not able to trick me. And there are many, many more Jamaicans that they're not able to trick, and that's why the JLP was able to win the election. But there are a cohort of people who are ignorant because of the way they manipulated the education system in the 90s, coming up into the early 2000s. They degrade the system, right?
Uh-huh.
So,
But I tell you something, sir. More than a week ago, I had a lot of requests. People saying to me, neighbor, talk about the robots, and I've paid it no mind because I never knew that there was any even the thought that something like this could be spreading in the country. So, but I was shocked today when well, not today, yesterday, when it was brought to my attention that that there were some supporters of the PNP saying that Holness is carrying robots to replace people in Jamaica with their jobs. I mean, come on now, sir.
Remember, just after the election, we had a conversation, and I mentioned to you the deviation from perfection. And I explained to you that the reason we had such a significant deviation, perfection meant that the JLP should have won all 63 seats. That's perfection. That's ideal. That's the ideal. Given the performance of the JLP, they should have won all 63 seats. That would have been perfection. However, there was a significant deviation from that, where the PNP was able to win 28 seats. And I mentioned to you that the degree of the deviation from perfection was caused by a lack of civic, social study, and economic knowledge. Because the people who voted for the PNP, they didn't understand the good job that Mr. Holness is doing in terms of the social aspect of the society. They did not understand the good job that Mr. Holness is doing in terms of the economics of the society. And there's a cohort of people who did not understand their role to participate in the process because of the lack of civic. They lack that knowledge to know that I have a civic responsibility to analyze the performance of leadership and governance and to participate in the process in such a way that I ensure that the best leader remains in the job. So it goes back to education. So the PNP constantly play on that mass of people. But you know what? I think the strategy of the PNP is self-defeating. Why I say that? Education is not only formal, education is also informal. And even though they did such a poor job with the education system in the 90s coming up, the revolutionization of social media is playing a critical role in terms of educating our citizens. Right? You just had a half an hour of very good lecture, and people are listening and they're learning. That is informal education. And people, you are explaining to the people, you're enforcing what Mr. Holness was saying, and don't think that people are not hearing. So social media is helping to educate people in an informal way.
Well, I see someone online asking, explain to us what the purpose of the robots. Now, here's what the PNP, the Prime Minister said. Holness stated that Jamaica needs to prepare itself for the dispensation. Caller, a dispensation is a period of time. The dispensation of the fourth industrial revolution.
Very important.
For example, caller, there was a time when you had the Stone Age.
Good.
Now, the Stone Age did not end because we ran out of stones.
Good.
We found other ways of doing things that were easier.
More efficient to do things.
More efficient. If you go to America, sir, you don't see men going to farm with fork and machete and hoe.
Good.
Okay? They have industrialized farming.
Good.
The more you industrialize, the less human resources you may need, but technology pushes and propels
increased productivity. All right, so we went from the Stone Age.
Hold on, sir.
Yes.
I'm telling the caller what the Prime Minister said. He says technology and machines will work together to deliver services. Like when you go to KFC, sir.
Yes.
When you go to KFC, you talk to something out the door. Other one lady a talk to you and you are talking in it and she a listen to it in her earphone. That is technology. Okay? Technology is that the lady who turn up at the cash register is talking in a microphone and you are speaking back to her through the mic at the drive-through. The Prime Minister emphasized that AI should not be feared, but rather used to increase the level of training and skills in the society, enabling Jamaicans to take on higher tasks that bring higher pay. Let me tell you something. I went to Juicy to buy a patty. And when I left, I had a fries and a juice. You know why? Because the cashier was cross-trained. They cross-trained them to upsell. It's called upselling. So you go in to buy a patty, and the cashier said to you, do you need a bottle of water? Or do you need a drink? Or do you need the fries? All right, let's have that. Just make some money for Ju Kitchen. Cross-selling, upselling. What the Prime Minister is saying, sir, is that if we are to be productive, if we are to grow the economy, we have to use technology to train our people as well as upskilling them. Yes? And I suspect that what the Prime Minister is hinting at is that policy of government to pay $32,000. Well, not the government paying it, but $32,000 will be the minimum wage. How businesses are going to do that? Right? If they are not producing more.
The businesses are going to be able to do that, Neighbour, because they have to implement technology which will increase efficiency and productivity.
Okay.
And
so
make
the
them
Prime
more
Minister's
profitable.
vision, Rivian, is
Yes.
1, upskill, 2, to enhance productivity, 3, to create new opportunities, and 4thly, to position Jamaica as a hub for STEM. You have to embrace technology and unlock the full potential of prosperity. You understand that, caller? Great. Now, where do you see the word robot in all that I've said? Where? Where did the Prime Minister mention the word robot? You want to do this, sir? So why is it that the supporters of the People's National Party is giving the impression that somehow robots are on their way to Jamaica to replace jobs? And when you use AI to put out a video with a policeman, a police robot issuing a ticket, is that not deceptive? Where you get that from? And the very technology that you are criticizing, isn't it this very technology that you use to produce the AI video? Huh? Comrade Online, you wanna say something about that? Amber Group? Go ahead, Rivian.
Neighbour, AI will do to the world what electricity did to the world. And I'm telling you, I'm guarantee you that.
Yes.
AI is only second to electricity in terms of its ability to increase efficiency and productivity.
Yes.
And it has not manifested fully as yet, but it is on the way, and it's here to stay. Now, imagine a world without electricity. Just imagine that for a second. Well, when electricity was introduced, I think for 10 to 20 consecutive years, it increased global GDP by about 1.5%. Because of what electricity was, how it enhanced productivity and efficiency. And I'm saying to you that
Oh, he's on a break.
no
Go ahead.
AI will be doing that to the world. Any company, any country, or any individual that chokes off technology is choking off its future.
Sir, did you know that Horton's pharmacy use drones to deliver prescription to deliver medication?
That's technology increasing efficiency. The
Thank you.
iPhone that you and I are having this conversation on.
No, I don't have an iPhone, sir.
No, well, you have a well, you're on a phone. You have to be using a phone.
It's not an iPhone. It's a Samsung.
iPhone to me mean intelligent phone, not the Apple iPhone.
I see.
Right. So the iPhone that you and I are having this conversation, if it wasn't for the iPhone, how could we be having this conversation, which can be transmitted globally? That's technology. That's
technology.
But
my comrade is saying that the Amber Group said that they were bringing robots. Caroline, can you let this man up? Why me? Iraq, and Ron Nav. Can you let him up for me, sir? Can you come here, please? Let's see if we can talk to him. Iraq.
What is it about the Amber Group? What is it the Amber Group said?
Amber Group stating they were bringing robots to do delivery and domestic work. I don't know how that affects.
Yeah, but that will only increase. No, all right. Right now, we know. In the States, they're talking about robot taxi.
Let's see if he will.
They're talking about robot taxi. That are taxis, that are vehicles that are driving without drivers. Right? Yeah. They're talking about robot trucks that are delivering cargo without driver. This is where the world is going. And
yes.
if we choke off that, we're not going to be able to compete as an economy.
But we're not a little backward third world country, sir. If the government is saying to us, embrace technology. You know, sir, I went to the United States more than 10 years ago. I went to tour a school, a high school.
Yes.
And I was awestruck. Awestruck, sir. When I went, the principal was taking me around. And when I went into the classroom, sir, the teacher was using a smart board.
Yes.
She was sitting at her desk on her laptop.
Yes.
And she's giving the students the notes to the smart board.
Writing on her iPad.
Yes, sir. And the students on their decks were receiving the information.
That's efficiency.
That's more than 10 years ago, you know, sir.
Thank you very much.
We in Jamaica still use chalk.
Neighbor, if we don't embrace technology, we are dead as an economy. We are well behind. Right? I'm very concerned right now. You know.
Far behind, my brother. Far behind.
I am very concerned right now because our education system as it is right now, it's not globally competitive. It cannot prepare.
Did you know, sir, that I wanted to change the oil in my car?
Yes.
Over the weekend, and it was frustrating.
Can't get the service.
Can't get it done.
That's the point I'm making.
I had to go beg one man up one car wash me go. And me say me I go do it myself. Right? And we couldn't, it's because we never have the tool. In the big old towns, I couldn't find one garage to change the oil. And I tell you the truth.
I believe you, because we lack service.
We lack it, sir.
And the only way we can increase or improve service and productivity is by embracing technology. The system as it is right now cannot produce globally competitive workers. I can tell you that. We need education urgently. We need it.
Absolutely, sir. We need it.
We need STEM.
Tell us what the STEM education is about. Rivian, go ahead.
STEM, science, S for science, T for technology, E for engineering, M for mathematics. Right? So the essence of a globally competitive worker, he has to be equipped with all these knowledge, the knowledge of science, the knowledge of technology, the robots, technology, the knowledge of engineering, because engineering goes across all spectrum, all sectors. You have financial engineering, you have electrical, you have information, you have you even have, I think they call value engineering.
Yes. So what is the value? What is the value of the misrepresentation by the supporters of the party? What are they trying to do here?
It will only throw Jamaica further back. We are behind, significantly behind, and if we, Mr. Holness is trying to do his best. He's doing what he can do to take us one step further to where we need to be. And if the PNP continue to obstruct that, they only serve it's only serve the purpose of stagnate us.
But why are they doing? Why don't we reject this nonsense from these people, man?
You know why they are doing it, neighbor? You know why they are doing it? Because they are evilous. They're evilous. That's why they are doing it. Neighbor, I was driving behind a school bus. And in September, I was driving behind a school bus. And when I watched the school bus navigating and taking out the students off the streets and taking them to school,
yes,
tears came to my eye. I shook my head and said,
hold on, sir. I listen to me. It's the same thing happened to me. I went to Homewood. Yes, and I was in Mandeville some time ago, and I was coming up Winston Jones Highway.
Yes.
And the bus I run over the hill like a hill, sir. I tell you, me no know how then the bus have such a powerful engine. It car pick me, car pick me. And sir, the same thing happened to me. Tears came to my eye. I said to myself, God, is this Jamaica?
And the thought that came to me was that how could somebody ever push against this for students? I said it is a criminal act.
I will hold on. I'm gonna tell you why they push against it. I'm gonna hold on there for me, sir. Give me a little bit more time, listeners, with it.